Pages is Apple's word processor. It's great for typing papers, but it's also really good to use in page layout mode. When it's in page layout mode, you can use it for designing posters, infographics, save the dates, cards, invitations, all kinds of things. Basically anything you want to print. Pages is really good for this. So to open up Pages on your laptop, if you're using a MacBook, you're going to want to look in your dock to see if you have it there. If it's not in your dock, you can click your search bar in your menu bar and search for it by typing Pages, or Command Space will also pull up your Spotlight search. You can also click your Finder, go to Applications, and search for it in here if you wanted to do that as well. It's however you want to open it up on your computer. So when you open up Pages, it's first kind of open up like a files on your computer, but you just want to click New Document. And that's going to pull up what's called the template chooser. And you can use a template. Templates are great because they're already laid out for you. They already have a color theme. In fact, if you look at the templates in Pages, you're going to find that you have report templates that you can use. You have books that are in here, and these are designed to be exported as an EPUB file, which means that you could technically export them in a way where they could be read on like a Kindle or a Nook or the Books app or something like that. And you can see that there are landscape books as well. The difference between portrait and landscape is that these, the portrait ones are meant to not really have pictures and things. They're meant for the text to just adjust to the reader that the person's using. But the landscape mode maintains its aspect ratio and it keeps your images in place. So that's the difference between those. There's letters, resumes, flyers and posters, all kinds of things in here, cards. So if you did want to start with a template, what's nice is that you get a specific print size, which is really helpful. So all of the posters, like if you come into the flyers and posters and look at these, any of the flyers and posters that say events or small, all the ones that say small, those are just normal sheets of paper, 8.5 by 11 size paper. But if you choose poster big, then you're going to get a larger piece of paper here. You're going to get an 8.5 by 11. So a little bit longer piece of paper to print on, which is kind of nice sometimes. So those are print sizes that are already set. Same with cards. If you wanted to look at stationery and choose a card, it's going to already have a certain size. So there are templates that you can use. For the purpose of this video, though, I'm just going to go back to the basic ones and I'm going to choose a basic blank. Now you can start with portrait, or if you'd rather have a landscape sort of template, that's fine. Once you open up this basic file, though, you can also switch it back. So I often will start something in maybe portrait mode and then I'll get to fussing with it and decide, oh, you know what, this is really better as a landscape, and then you can switch it midway through. So I'm just going to start with this plain blank portrait and say create. Okay, so now I have this document and it thinks I want to type a paper because it's a word processor. So if I wanted to start typing, type away, I can do that. And you'll see that it's got that blinking cursor there. Just to show you kind of where everything is, you've got this toolbar here at the top where you can insert things, add tables, charts, text boxes, shapes, etc. And there's also a format and a document. And these are all things we're going to be referencing in these videos. But the first thing I want to do is make sure that I switch this over to page layout, because what I want to do is design something that's not a paper. It's more like a poster or something like that, where I'm going to have shapes and images and text boxes and things. So if you're going to be doing that, you have to go to File, Convert to Page Layout. Now, if you already picked a template that's a poster, it's already going to be in page layout mode. But if you're starting with a blank, that's where you have to go to File, Convert to Page Layout. And it says, are you sure? And you say, yes, convert. And then once it's in page layout mode, you'll notice the cursor isn't blinking on the page anymore. Now it's ready for me to create graphics and things like that. You can use if you're using a laptop, you can pinch your fingers on the trackpad to move your page or your view in and out. Or if you're using a mouse, you can come up here to where it says zoom and you can zoom this in or out. I like to zoom it really far in when I'm doing something really detailed and then zoom it really far out when I'm doing something where I want to see it from like a bird's eye view because it helps me space everything. And I zoom in and out the whole time I'm designing in Pages. The other thing, if you decided, ooh, I'd rather have that landscape, is you can go to File and go to Page Setup. And in there, you can actually switch it to landscape if you decided you wanted to do that. You can also switch what your paper size is. So if you did want to print an 8.5 by 14, you can. If you wanted to make something more like a postcard, you can switch your page size for the piece of paper you're going to be printing on. So you can do that in File, Page Setup.